On September 16, 2019, the Dolphins traded disgruntled star Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Steelers for a first-round pick. Fitzpatrick reportedly didn't like what his role would have been in the Brian Flores defense that puts a premium on versatility. Fitzpatrick would have had to play multiple positions week to week, and it's something he simply wasn't interested in doing. 2 years later, I believe the Dolphins have finally found his replacement in Jevon Holland. Drafted 36 overall in the 2021 NFL Draft, the versatile safety is making waves in Miami, and that is what we're going to discuss today on this episode of Rookie Watch. I'm going to discuss where he is being utilized on the field for the Miami Dolphins, how good he really is in the grand scheme of safeties and really just rookies in this class right now. He is absolutely killing it. I don't think he's getting enough credit, and we'll close it out by taking a look at what the thought process in Jevon Holland was coming into the class, if maybe there should have been more expectations for him, or if this is just a perfect example of a player with a very unique skill set fitting into a defense perfectly the way he does in this Brian Flores defense. Let's get started. First of all, let's take a look at where Jevon Holland has been lining up for the Miami Dolphins. And keep in mind, he took over a full-time role in the defense in week 5 and has not looked back, clocking in 97% or more snaps from week 5 to week 11, including 4 games where he was on the field for every defensive snap. And as you can see on the screen, he has done that everywhere. He has lined up in the defensive line 65 times, always on the outside, obviously. He's lined up in the box another 79 times. He's lined up at free safety, his natural position, quote unquote, 425 times, which of course is his main position and really is where I have the majority of my stats. And look, let's be honest, this is a safety, free safety. He impacts the game a lot more on film than he really does in stats. And as much as I love stats, I do have to kind of rely on PFF for a lot of this, and that's what this next graphic is going to be, mostly with PFF here. And hey, take it for what you will. I'm not sitting here saying that PFF is the end all be all, but I do think it's a good gauge for how well he's been doing. First of all, 10 receptions on 16 targets, including 1 interception and 4 pass breakups. I think that's very good numbers and coverage. He's the 11th highest graded rookie according to PFF. That is every rookie, offense, defense, period. He is the 11th highest graded rookie. He is also the 11th highest ranked safety in coverage in the NFL, according to PFF. That's of all safeties, all right? So he is performing really, really well statistically. Let's go ahead and take a look at the film, because in my opinion, that's where it really counts for Jevon Holland. So what I want to do with this film review is I want to break it down into a couple different categories here, and we have to start off with his ability to be an enforcer on the back end of this defense. I see a great run here from Devin Duvernay on Thursday night against the Ravens, and just this finish, man, absolutely annihilates Devin Duvernay. Gotta love that type of hard-hitting ability. He brings it in spades, and I think that's a really good way to transition to the next part of his game, and that is his ability to help in the run game. You'll see here against the Jets run really the perfect play call against this blitz here, and it puts everybody in a bad position. Jevon Holland is able to really clean up the play for a very manageable 7-yard gain on 2nd and 8, forcing 3rd and 1. Just a hard-hitting play. Gotta love things like that. And then again, we'll just move right along against the Ravens, running almost the exact same run call. I mean, essentially the exact same thing. And again, Jevon Holland here to always finish when the rest of the defense misses or whatever else happens. Again, really, really great in the run. I'll move back around over to the Jets, coming off the edge here to stop the run. You see Jevon Holland doing that a whole lot, especially in recent weeks. You see him lining up on the outside of that defensive line, and hey, you saw it, 65 snaps total, and a lot of them have come versus the Ravens and versus the Jets. Really, he's become more comfortable doing that. And hey, let's talk about that, because that Ravens game was really big. The Dolphins ran a lot of this, blitz zero type of defense, Ravens. There's a whole video from Brett Coleman. I'll link it down below if you're interested. Basically breaks down what the Dolphins did against the Ravens. I'm not going to get too into the weeds in it. Essentially, long story short, they ran this particular defense 100 times. Well, not 100, 35 to be exact. But for most of the game, they were running this defense, and they had Jevon Holland on one side or the other, just racing towards the quarterback. You'll see here he gets a sack when the quarterback really has nothing else. Just becoming a really, really good blitzer, and that's just another level to his game. It's a huge part of his game now, and I think in the coming weeks and really years, we're gonna see him become somewhat of a Jamal Adams in the blitzing game. Jamal Adams probably the best blitzing safety in the game right now. I think Jevon Holland has the ability to do that. He's fast enough, he's quick enough, he has the natural instincts, and to me, the Dolphins are giving him the opportunity more and more, and he is taking advantage of it. And the last thing, of course, that we have to talk about is his true coverage ability. Listen, the Dolphins don't ask him to line up a whole lot in man-to-man situations. That's not what he's best at. That's not his preferred spot. And when you have guys like Xavier Howard and Byron Jones as your 1 and 2 cornerbacks, you're probably not going to be asked to do that a whole lot. He is not lined up on outside cornerback position at all this season, and he's only lined up in the slot nickel spot. He's really only lined up there 24 times. So not what we're going to focus on here today. What I do want to focus on is his instincts on the backside, and this first one against the Texans and Tyrod Taylor. I love this because you see his instincts almost immediately. The second this ball is snapped, Jevon Holland reads the eyes of a Tyrod Taylor and knows exactly where this ball is going almost instantly. He comes over top, providing over top coverage, and Jevon Holland is able to pick off a somewhat poorly thrown ball, but I really don't even think it was that poorly thrown. The outside linebacker gets a free blitz on Tyrod Taylor. He has to get that ball out quickly, and I don't think he sees Jevon Holland. I think he knows that he has a one-on-one situation. All he has to do is throw it to the back corner of the end zone and give his receiver a chance. I think that's what he was doing on this play, and instead Jevon Holland comes out of nowhere almost here and is able to pick that ball off. That is some high level play from Jevon Holland. And here, this last play that I want to show you is just his read and react ability. Almost instantly sniffing out the screenplay, seeing very, very off coverage versus 2 wide receivers. They basically say, okay, let's have one block, and you're basically in a one-on-one situation. And if this wide receiver is able to make Jevon Holland miss, it's almost certainly a first down and very possibly could be a big gain, right? Well, not with Jevon Holland on that side of the field. Reacts to the screen very, very quickly and sniffs it out and stops the wide receiver from getting a first down. Jevon Holland has been playing lights out for the Dolphins, and he keeps getting a bigger and bigger role in this Dolphins defense. He is doing what the Dolphins hoped Minkah Fitzpatrick would do for them. He's playing different positions week to week and really game to game. He has been killing it in his role, and I think his role will only grow in this defense. He will be asked to do more and more, and from what I've seen, you can't convince me that he isn't going to be exceptional at anything the Dolphins ask him to do. I believe Jevon Holland has the ability to be one of the best safeties in this game. He's already shown to me little bits and pieces of great safeties across the league, right? I've seen a little bit of that Tyrann Mathieu always around the football, always right next to the ball carrier wherever it goes, the ability to sniff out defenses and play so well in coverage. I've seen that from him. I'm not saying he's Tyrann Mathieu today, but I've seen enough to believe he can be somewhat of what he brings to the table. I've seen the Jamal Adams blitzing ability, and Jamal Adams is far more than just a blitzing safety, but I do consider him the best blitzing safety in the NFL. That's why I'm making the comparison. I've seen enough to believe that Jevon Holland has a little bit of that and can be a great blitzing player in this game. I believe he's already great in run assignments. He's already a hard hitter. He already has bits and pieces of great safeties throughout the NFL. And I think it is very, very possible that 2-3 years from now, we're talking about him as among one of the top 3 safeties in this game. And the Dolphins got him in the 2nd round. And what I want to do now to close out the video is take a quick look back at the pre-draft process, where Jevon Holland was viewed coming into the draft, the way the NFL viewed him, and where we're at now, what we could maybe learn from it. And I do this in every rookie draft that I do. Granted, I've only done one other, but it is becoming a tradition here, rookie watch videos, that I do this at the end. And it's going to be kind of simple here. First of all, Jevon Holland was the first safety off the board, and in my opinion is the best rookie safety. So all of that tracks, all right? He was drafted early in the second round, and really I view safety very similarly to the way I view running back in draft standards specifically. The safety position is a little bit undervalued in the draft because you can find quality starting safeties second, third, fourth round. The Vikings have one of the better safeties in this class. They got in the fourth round. The Raiders were able to get Trevon Moehrig in the second round, a little bit later in that second round. He's been playing really, really well. He was the consensus #1 safety in the class. But again, safety is very dependent on what you're looking for. And I think this was one of those situations where, yeah, the versatility that he brought to the table was what the Dolphins were looking for. They put a premium on that. And really, if you go back and look at the pre-draft process, the consensus from the draft scouts online basically said versatile safety. He was used a lot at Oregon at the nickel position, right? And I think that dinged him a little bit because he didn't really have the horses to really keep up in a true one-on-one situation. Guess what? The Dolphins really haven't asked him to do that because that's not his position. He's a safety. He's a coverage safety with great instincts and good sideline to sideline speed, but he doesn't have the horses to keep up with a guy who could run, you know, a 4.3, 4.4 type of speed. That's just not what he is. That's okay. Doesn't have to be what he is. That's not what he's asked to do. All in all, guys, I think we have a guy who really, truly just fell into the perfect prototype for the perfect defense. At the end of the day, the Dolphins got an absolute steal in Jevon Holland in the second round, and I think he is a name you should absolutely know because he is one of the best rookies in this class, and he is playing lights out for the Miami Dolphins. All right, guys, hey, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to be doing it for the next couple of weeks until I start getting into the draft videos and start looking at the 2022 class. I'm already looking at it on my time, but soon I will be putting out multiple videos per week on the 2022 NFL draft. If you are a draft guy, subscribe to this channel because I'm a huge NFL draft nerd, and I would love to talk football with you. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.